Gonna give me a countdown. Hi everyone, this is Larisse here on the Gold Coast in sunny Queensland, Australia. And today we're having a little chat to Henare over in New Zealand. He's been into lots of different things that we're going to talk about today, so I'll just let him roll with it and let him tell us all about himself. So, hi Henare, how are you?
Oh, I'm going well, thanks, Grace, and thanks for reaching out and bringing me on. It's the first time I've had the privilege of being interviewed. There you go.
Yeah, it's all very daunting, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I think it's something that probably, if we're in this space, being online, it's another skill. So good on you for reaching out, and good on me for being here.
Definitely. You're about the only one that really reached out back to me so far. So kudos to you. Yeah. So it's all about a learning curve because we're in a time where everyone's doing everything online because of the social distancing and all that type of thing that's going on. Hopefully it will be relaxed soon. What's it like in New Zealand, where you are?
Oh, I'm in the South Island, New Zealand, I'm in Queenstown, which is probably the capital of South Pacific, adventure capital. You know, it's known for the bungee jumping, all that sort of stuff. This town, well, for me, I'm in tourist. My background is tourism, adventure tourism guide, fly fisherman, ski guide, bit of hunting. And 6 weeks ago, it pretty much just shut shop. So the borders are closed. Australia, we had direct flights coming in from Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne every week. Flights coming in, out. The town was, and to be fair, our town was probably overcooked. It was busy. It was too busy. I've been here 24 years, and it feels like we've gone back to the 90s, which was actually, there's actually something quite nice about it. To be fair, it was really busy. But and saying that, half, probably 90% of the hotels are closed right now. Staff issues going on, so yeah, the honeymoon's not over. Put it that way.
No.
A lot of pain coming. Yep.
So our government offered us support for when we, like job seeker and job keeper. Is doing the same over there? Give you a little bit of support.
Yeah, we did, and they were pretty quick to jump on it. And anyone who had lost sort of 30% of their annual income over the next few months were pretty much covered for the next 3 months. And time's gone pretty quick. We're nearly at the end of that time, and there's talk of them covering us again. But it's like, it's pretty exciting to get. We're pretty blessed to get the support, but we all know that nothing's free. Someone's going to have to sort of come back and pay the ferryman, and to be real, it's going to be our kids.
That's right. That's what we're worried about.
The next generation. So,
the big bet. So, are you sort of advertising and trying to just get the push out there for your hospitality business and your tourism business to pick up as soon as restrictions are over? You got like discounts and groups and blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, it's my space. I'm a fly fishing guide, which is kind of a fly fisherman's the guy goes golfing as well. So it's an up there sort of a sport, and it's niche. And so I've been in that space for 20 years. So I've had the same clients coming. They all become my buddies. They'll be friends and that. And a lot of them, like golfers, like all sportsmen, they're all hanging out to come back. So I've got a lot of people who are ready to come back in November. So my job's seasonal. The season's just finishing at the end of this month, my fishing season. And then I roll into skiing. But same again. Gradient clients in my ski world. and no one really knows, to be fair, how long it's going to go, you know.
Mm.
So I'm quite lucky. I had other things going on prior to this all happening. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little about that. What you've had going on before this started happening.
Yeah. Well, I sort of dived into. It's been a space that I've been interested in for probably since 2007, 2008, and I'm a ski guide in the winter. I take people skiing I'm a heli ski guide. There's a little helicopter thing.
Oh, right. So
I'm not a pilot. I'm a ski guide. So I'm not a pilot. I take a load of people, 5 people at a time. We jump in a helicopter and we fly all over the place and ski. And so 8 years ago, beginning of the season, I skiing beautiful snow, hit a rock, cracked a bone in my ankle. My season was done. And it was the beginning of the season, and that's when I realised that I needed to have something else sideline, some sort of income that I could do with a broken ankle. I actually realised how important it was to have something other than, that I could find something to do that didn't involve muscle.
Yeah.
Involved more of a brain. So I got home. I had a young boy who was 3 years old at the time, and my wife. So that was our income, you know. And even then, I'm like a farmer. When the weather's good, I'm working. No good, then I'm not, you know. And I actually got online and typed in home-based business, internet marketing businesses, and probably about 3 weeks later, I ended up in the States. Had some money and I invested and went over to the States and got on an internet marketing course. So I invested quite a bit of money to go and do that. All my friends thought I was a weirdo. But, you know. And so I went over there, and that's when my whole world sort of changed. I went to an internet marketing summit. It's called the No Excuses Summit, and I'd recommend that to anybody. They still do it every year.
So what's it called? I'll put it on the banner.
It was no excuses summit. No excuses. I like that. I like the idea of it. Honestly, I was going in blind, but it was I arrived at this seminar. There must have been about 300 people there. It was actually in Las Vegas. My first trip to America, and I went to Las Vegas, and everyone thought I was crazy. But when I went to the thing, I really didn't know what I was going to. So I was kind of like jumping in the deep end. When I got there, the room was full of all sorts of businesses, from network marketing businesses to direct marketing businesses to online gaming businesses. It was all internet-based styles of business, the whole thing. And it was really all about finding an area in that whole space that sort of resonated really with what I was doing. And the biggest takeout that I got out of the whole thing was video marketing, and actually getting on camera and getting vulnerable and really connecting with the audience.
Yes.
Although I didn't do any networking businesses, I come home and I applied a lot of that stuff to my guiding business.
Oh, yes.
And really got out there and started shooting videos about what I was doing, and generated a whole lot of business for myself in my guiding business.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It really was. And then I dived into a few different network marketing businesses, but I didn't quite dive in proper. So you hear about people going, "Oh, that business didn't work for me." Well, I didn't actually work for those businesses, so I'll take responsibility that the businesses that I had looked at are still going. I just didn't go hard enough, And I guess it wasn't those businesses weren't quite suited me until and I actually stepped out of that scene for a while and carried on my guiding, and then about 4 years ago, a friend of mine called up and said, come and see me, I want to show you something in Queenstown. I had a little stint in real estate too. I'm out there. Yeah, a lot of my clients used to ask me about real estate or fishing or skiing, and I ended up getting my license and looking after quite a few of my clients to find property here as well. But I dropped out of that. My cup of tea, to be honest. But it was part of a call-out, you know. But one of my clients rang up, he had an apartment in town. He said, "Come visit me. I've got something to show you." And walked in there. I tried this water, Kangen water.
Yes.
Beautiful. The water was amazing, actually. As soon as I drank it, I just loved it. And I spent a lot of time in the water. He showed me this machine, showed me all these things. It was a bit mind-boggling, and told me the price of the thing, which was a bit of a shock to the system. I understand it when people go, golly.
Yes.
But what he did was he left the machine in one of the local yoga centres for about 6 weeks, and a lot of people go and get in water, including myself. And unbeknown to him, I had quite a lot of trouble with my skin, quite bad psoriasis.
Mm-hmm.
And probably within about 6 weeks of just going hard on the water, everything sort of changed, and that's where it started. So
clean.
Yeah.
Clean the skin up really well, right? Wow.
Well, I think I actually realised that I was dehydrated.
Yeah.
Actually, I wasn't. I was one of those people who wasn't drinking enough water. So went from there, and we got a machine, and honestly, we got it purely for the water, because that was just prior to that I was going to the doctor every October, November. The start of my fishing season is when we spring, all the flowers are flowering, so a lot of allergies around here, and that used to be a little catalyst to my skin condition. Prior to drinking the water, I was on steroid creams and pills, and anyway, that helped. It helped, and we got them purely for the water. I didn't even know what the thing did. Honestly, all I did was push the button and drink water, and then over the last few years, learned more about what the machine does. Pretty incredible. So pretty thankful to Alex and Sally from Christchurch who showed me the machine.
Yeah, I got onto that water machine as well, and just purely from the taste and the presentation, and not intending to do anything else. But look into it and realise what this machine can actually do, and how much money can save by say you go to the doctor all the time and get creams and everything, and you don't know what those creams have actually done to your liver or your kidneys in the long run, plus the expense. So we save so much money just by having this machine on our sink, pushing a couple of buttons, and there you go.
The technology is actually unbelievable. For people to it's a lot to get there, wrap your head around how it's purely just water.
Yeah.
So I was, I got into sharing. I shared a lot of water, obviously, and then I didn't really understand about the pay plan or the compensation plan that was attached with it, because it wasn't about that for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't realise that the only reason we actually got one was there was a finance option. So originally I didn't know there was a finance option. I thought I had to just come up with that money straight up. But as soon as we found out there's a finance option, we dived in and got one. And I just shared plenty of water. I was sharing water to friends purely because it was so good. And got to a point probably four months down the track where I rang Alex and Sally up in Christchurch and said, I've got a few people enjoying the water, but I don't really know much about these things. I don't know what to tell them. All I know is that they love it. And I'm giving it to them, and they're drinking it and asking for more. So they came down and done probably the second demonstration. They come down and done a demo, and I had about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 people there who turned up drinking the water. And I think once they seen a demo and once I seen a demo, my eyes sort of opened, and I think three of them bought a machine straight away.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah. So that was pretty amazing. But it was I don't know. There was a stigma sort of attached to being in this business. I'd go around and see people and say, "Hey, look, here's some water," and then they'd instantly just go, "Oh, that's one of those things." I go, "Well, what's that thing?" It's like, I've just come around here to show you some water. The water's what I really want to show you. But sort of 4 years on, we sort of ticked away and just carried on sharing water and took our machine. Well, we don't leave home without our machine. We go up to Auckland or travel. It gets put in our little bag, and a little carry-on bag, and we travel with it. We're water snobs.
Yeah.
Total water snobs.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same too. I haven't travelled with my machine as such, but we were lucky enough. Last year we went to Bali, and we got some friends over in Bali who actually have a machine, so they supplied us with the water while we're there. Yeah. And plus, it saves all the plastic bottles as well that we just throw in.
There's so many levels of value with our machines, and I honestly think if that was just one value that the machine had, was saving the plastic waste, then it's worth it. It's worth, for the top machine in New Zealand, it's $6,500. It's quite a big deal. But man, if it was just that one thing, what value?
Definitely. And people don't think of. They might think it's an expensive machine to start off with, or like with anything. Oh, that's too expensive, but they forget how much they've spent along the years with bottled water or going to the doctor, get this cream, have that pill time off work because they've been sick.
Oh, totally.
All accumulates way more than what the machine would cost in the long run. So it's just need to get somehow got to get that through people's heads, but it's a bit hard.
The process. And the last 6 weeks, like 6 weeks ago when we went into lockdown, I was actually lining up to have probably one of the busiest end of season fishing seasons, because I had a lot of clients ready to come, and it was 6 weeks ago here. Woke up in the morning, we kind of knew what was going on, knew everything was going to get shut down, and answering, I don't know, 5 or 6, 7, 8 emails from clients who said, "Look, you can come. We'll see you next season." I understand. And it was pretty much that same day that I knew that my fishing world was going to take a little holiday. I just said to my wife, "Maybe fishing's finished, and I think we are going full-time water people." And pretty much just switched that day. And it was far out. Thankful to have it, Thankful to have that little. It was always a B plan. And my dream was to make it into my A plan, like everyone. But it actually became a pretty interesting, an important time, I think, for anyone in this business, anyone in any home-based business, to really stop down and go, right, I'm going to give this 100%, and get over what people think. Like all of a sudden, things were put into perspective a little bit.
That's right. I've noticed a lot of multi-level marketing businesses or direct marketing or affiliate business just boosted because it's all online. You don't have to be in contact with people. Zoom has got a really good run through, a lot of online stuff and meetings. I've been busier than ever than when it's not been. I don't get these people say they're bored. You go, bored? I'm not bored. I'm busy doing everything and setting. It's a good time to restock as well. Like when you said before, when it started to happen, the lockdown, how it shut everything down, and it was like it just gave everybody a reprieve, I reckon.
Yep.
So I feel it gave us a reprieve. It's like it's so nice to just settle down and just relax a little bit and take stock of where we are and what's important, what's not important. And the earth is, so it's a bit scary getting back into it.
Yeah, well, that first week was pretty uneasy because it was all a bit weird. It still is a bit weird, but the first week of lockdown was an uneasy feeling of, wow, what is going on, There was some fear going on there. And at the same time, I listen to a lot of motivational people, probably like yourself. I like the classics. Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk. I listen to them a lot. Eric Worre, who I actually got to meet when I went to Las Vegas that time. Yeah, and I got to meet Gary Vaynerchuk at the time 8 years ago. Funny, Ray Higdon. I went to a little thing with Ray Higdon. He's another, these guys offer so much value in this industry, and so mindset. I guess I'm pretty lucky. I've been working on mindset a lot. And a lot of that personal training, to deal with things like this. So I've always been that guy. So I remember watching something like Gary Vaynerchuk, and he said, "Man, it's time to go on the offense." And so I just hooked straight into it. I reached out to. I've also followed Amanda Bobbitt. Have you come across Amanda Bobbitt?
I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
Amanda Bobbitt. She's in with an Magic, and she is amazing. So she offered like a 3-4 week training, and so I jumped straight on that, and I basically went back to school. And they go, "You what?" And I went, "Dude, I tell you what, it was a time in our homes. It was time to go back to school, retrain."
It was so amazing. A lot of people are offering free training classes for all different things, and just
unbelievable.
Trying to as much as I could to learn as much as I could, just about anything and everything. It was like, wow, this doesn't happen every day,
Yep.
So it's a great opportunity, amazing opportunity.
Yep.
So, do you have any 3 great tips that would we can tell everybody about being self-reliant, especially in this time?
Yeah, three great tips. I tell you what, start following some of these guys. Like I really dig Gary Vaynerchuk. He's such an honest guy, and I'll probably I wouldn't know how to quote him, but he definitely talks about staying in your own lane and get over as fast as you can, worrying about what other people think of what you're doing, because that seems to, for me, I jumped on and done my first live here a couple of days ago, and it took a little bit of courage, man. But
it's not about us; it's about the person who's going to watch you, thinking, "Hang on, if you can do it, I can do it," or "You've inspired me," and that's it. I get over that too.
Yeah. I guess that's the biggest one is actually getting over what people may think of what you're doing, because there's a lot of people out there, and some people will get you, and some people won't. And I mean, I guess that's one of the biggest things for me was overcoming, and it seems to stop a lot of people. Just getting over that. One tip there. I think as far as education, you've got to start investing in yourself, and they all say this. I'm just passing on what I've picked up out of, and I've jumped on and actually getting some coaching, reaching out and finding a coach who you who you like, you like the vibe of. But yeah, I think investing in yourself a whole lot right now is where to spend your money. It's money well spent if you invest in yourself.
Definitely. It's being open-minded as well. Open-minded, I think, is a good one. Don't be so closed-minded to everything, because everything that you might have thought was closed-minded was like, what's the point, or that's no good, or that's this, or that's that. Open up your mind as to what's really behind it, and it may be a big benefit to invest in something like that you might never thought would be. Yeah. So this is basically just relying on the Kangen water machine business now at the moment.
I tell you what, and in New Zealand, Australia, you know how we have the e-payment plan, the finance, in-house finance, and when someone purchases a machine on that finance plan, there's a 2-year maturity. You get your commissions. So thankfully, we actually had a few sales 2 years ago, and those commissions started coming through as we were in lockdown.
Yes.
Which was quite nice, but I tried pretty quickly some of the things that I was learning through the training I did in the 3 weeks, and jumped on board on Facebook, and that's how we're connected through the Champions Never Quit group, which is an amazing opportunity, because it's just a real positive place to
be. Sure is.
And everyone's helping each other, spurring each other on. What I like about that, it's really created accountability. Once you start and people are giving you so much up vibes, and we're helping them out. I actually, and following those, so I'm going to shout out to Tim, Tim McGrath, second. He's the man to give us all this. Got really, really nice relationships around the world through that, and supporting each other. So applying that, I'd have to say the consistency of me being on there is, and the way the algorithm works with putting our posts out into our little sphere, the little sphere of influence.
Yeah.
But probably in the last 2 weeks, the people reaching out to me saying, "What are you doing? I'm interested in health. I'm interested in wealth. I'm interested in freedom," which has been the big headline, and it's actually turned into sales. I'm amazed. Actually, I'm really thankful for being in that. Yeah. So it is. And one thing that have really has come to mind too, because you know how we had this lockdown thing in New Zealand, we couldn't get accessories and things like that because of the shipping side of things. Kind of opened my mind also to looking for an additional business. I don't know, and that product, that doesn't require shipping, because it's kind of trying to show that there is a little bit of vulnerability with having to move products around the planet, that gets spent. So I've been diving into other things and looking at other opportunities as well, because it's Kangen water isn't, to be fair, it isn't tomorrow, it isn't next week, unless you've got people who just want it now. There's a process from someone trying the water, understanding the value. It takes a little bit of time for most people to actually go, so so again, being open, and I'm actively looking for a digital to get my head around marketing. It's got to suit
So it's opened up your mind to look at other things and something that's closer to home, and you can manage where you are.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the beauty of these type of businesses or support networks too. It opens up our mind to other things that we might not have thought was ever possible that we would ever do. Yeah. I would never have thought I was doing this. Now I'm doing it. Type of thing. Yeah.
I take my hat off to you for doing this, because the more you do stuff like this, the better you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's all part of growth. Yeah.
So we just like to let everybody out there know that he's watching this or might watch replay. So anyone who's on would love to hear your comments about what we're talking about. If you want to know a little bit more about what we're talking about or more information, we can get them to contact Henare or myself, and we can steer them in the right path about what is this water all about. How it can help them, their families, the planet, and the world. So we really need to be looking at how our planet is developing or going through this crisis, and it's starting to regenerate itself. We want to keep it that way by having some amazing water to start off with, and not filling the planet up with plastic rubbish as well. And okay, I think we'll just leave it there. We've done really well. Thank you so much. Yeah. So in the comments, we'll put down any links that you want to put in for people to contact you, and we can, or if I have anyone that asks me about what you're doing, I can pass them on to you, and vice versa.
Yeah, vice versa. Listen, thanks so much for reaching out and giving me the opportunity. This is quite cool, actually. I'll just back it up by saying, I just think if anyone out there is looking for something from home, then reach out to you, and I'll back you up.
Thank you very much. It's also about people just being open. Just be open and check it out. There's something out there for everybody. Okay, well, thank you, Henare. Thank you, lovely meeting you, and blessings to you and all that's going on in your world. And we'll see each other on Facebook.
We'll see you there. I think. I look forward to catching you there.
Yeah, thank you. Bye for now.
All right, peace out.
Okay.